Hello, Mechwarriors, and welcome to the Mechbay, where we fix your mech and fix your game. What's going on, Mechwarriors? I'm your host, Josh, and we are the Mechbay podcast. And today I've got with me Dustin, Kurt, and Denham. The whole gang's here.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yeah, I figured for our last episode of the year, I might as well get the whole Lance together, and we could do some, quote, year in review, or as I like to call it, Merry Crit-MASC.
Well, that is what happens whenever I roll for mask, so approved.
So we're going to be talking about 2021 for BattleTech, year in review, things we liked, things we didn't like, and our thoughts on the hobby in another year of quarantine. Then we do a little wish listing asking what Sarna Claus will bring us for 2022 if we've been good mech warriors.
I've been a good mech warrior.
I've been the best mech warrior.
This is going to be a hot episode coming out pretty much right away, so everyone can enjoy our lovely voices on the holiday drives. So sit back, kick your feet up on your command console, and take a listen. So with some hobby news, hobby progress, and some fan mail. All right, so I think we missed it on the last one, but Catalyst put out almost everything from the Kickstarter online.
Pretty much. Even I picked up one of the map sets, one of the map tubes, tactical map cases, I think they're called.
Oh, I love mine. Love it.
I had to have one for my circle.
You got
Your circle of equals?
Yeah.
It holds two of the battle mats, and then it's got another container that you shove dice and other paraphernalia in, and it's got a little shoulder strap. It's fantastic.
That is going to be so useful compared to just carrying out both of those boxes.
We pretty much got everything that we could have gotten Wave 2 for retail, though that just seems to be onto the store and then shipped out to people immediately. And if you're not awake at the computer ready to order, it's pretty much gone. But I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, some of the stuff is right from the Kickstarter, like the plushy Urban Mech is on there, and it's the one from the Kickstarter. But like the coins they have on there are the unlimited version, so they don't have the black. They're just the gold color. They don't have the black enamel on them.
Anyone with a can of wash can do that themselves. I mean, is that really a selling point? The black and gold enamel.
I mean, they look a little cooler, and you don't have to do the work yourself.
You spray paint it black, and then you dry brush it gold.
Hey,
I like collecting things, so I got the unlimited ones of the ones I got the black enamel of. Anyway,
what else we got? I got, but you, sir, Mr. Denham, got the Mega Mat, now called the, what is it?
The BFM for Big Freaking Mat.
freaking map.
And it is huge. It is the size of 8 normal maps or 4 of the battle mats.
Woo!
It is 4x6, and it's just big. It's really big.
Mat.
It's double sided, so it's got 8 of the grassland maps on one side, and it's got 8 of the desert maps on the other side. So it has like the big airport.
So the whole map set.
I think there's 12 maps in each set. There's 6 double-sided, so it's 8 of the 12 maps for each one.
I know when we saw the price, I think everyone kind of took a step back.
How much is it? $80 or something?
It's 160.
Oh, only twice. What I thought.
I was like 180 to 100. I was like, okay, I could do that. I mean, I bought another third-party 4x6 hex mat, and it wasn't that much.
This was my Christmas present to myself.
Hey, there you go.
But I think we did the math, and if you get a custom one, it's for only one side, it's can range up to $100 for two-sided and getting the full 6x4 treatment. I think we determined it's actually a pretty reasonable price.
Yeah, you did. I remember you doing the math, and you're like, "This is definitely not a ripoff. Like that's just how much it costs."
Yeah,
true.
I've already played on it once, and it's totally worth it. I love it.
I will
put some pictures up on the Discord, so if anyone wants to check those out, they're up there.
I will live vicariously through your expense by just playing on your mat. Yeah.
Come hang out, come play.
But no, I can't wait to see more people. Like, I think that's a great gaming group item that you kind of, everyone puts in some money for, and then everyone gets to use the mat at the same time, and there's still plenty of room.
That would be ideal, is if I had a group that would chip in like that. Now, it does not fit in that in the tube that Kurt's going to pick up. It is much too large for that. The map that you picked up for me at the tournament, Josh, it does fit in that bag just fine.
Okay, so it fits into a regular non-BattleTech 4x4 map case.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so you give the Mega Mat 2 thumbs up?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's very nice.
No, sounds good.
And luckily, the maps that are on there are already ones I've been working on 3D terrain for, so I don't have to start over. And, I've got about 75% of both sides done with 3D terrain already.
I would have been disappointed if it was a brand new map, like that no one had the option of playing on.
It's just all of them put together, right?
Exactly. So if you have all of the other ones, you're not missing out completely. Just get some duct tape and,
I'll make my own map. With
exactly. But if it was a completely new map, then I feel like a lot of people would be a little offended that, if I want to play on all the new maps, I have to get this $160 one. But,
right. But since I've been playing twice a month pretty regularly now, just having something like that I can just roll up and flip out is super nice.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
last
convenient.
A lot longer than the paper maps that I've got.
All right, what else? Next in news, Catalyst Game Labs put out some videos on their YouTube, and I want to say these are actually their first actual YouTube videos, not under BattleTech or Shadowrun specifically. And these are 5 2-minute videos on how to use the new BattleTech app. Sorry, most of us aren't iPhone or Apple users, so
as an iPad Apple user myself, when the Kickstarter came out with the beta version of it, I did play the beta and gave them a lot of feedback on that. But since then, my iPad doesn't work anymore, and since it doesn't work on iPhones or just regular tablets like a Surface Pro or anything, I have nothing that I can use the new app on. So I have not seen the final release yet. But I'll go check out the videos and see if they changed anything in any major ways from the beta.
Yeah, so these are for the, quote, BattleTech Tactical Companion. So it's specifically geared towards this and showing you how to do movement, shooting, applying damage. So it's good because I feel like they need to have a reference for if you have problems with their app that kind of shows how to actually use it properly.
Oh yeah.
So people aren't asking dumb questions like, how do I move?
Yeah, I mean, Catalyst getting a YouTube presence, that's a great idea no matter what.
Yeah, because most of their other stuff's just been unboxing and some AMAs. So for them to actually be putting out content that's directly related to how to use their stuff is excellent. Next bullet point is Recognition Guides 23 and 24 have been delayed to December 24th. So we will get a double header on the 24th, which is, I want to say, this Friday. So
right. Is this
Friday.
And those are the last 2 rec guides, correct?
Yeah, it'll be the last 2. Haven't heard anything about the combined edition that they're going to make yet.
I mean, I know they're going to, but I haven't heard about when they're going to put it out. And I believe the combined version will have an option for a physical copy. I mean, don't quote me on that, but that's what I think I heard, or at least a print. What do they call that?
Print on demand.
Yeah, print on demand option. But if they do, I'll obviously be picking it up to go on my bookshelf. But I've already got all the individual ones as PDFs. So
yeah, like I said, I think we're going to wait until we see everything and then kind of take a few steps back and see what the new IlClan era has to offer.
I'm hyped. I'm secretly hoping that they would, put it all together and put it in 1 or 2 paper books that I could buy and then finally go through it, because if I've learned anything about myself, it's that I'll buy the PDF and then I'll buy it again in dead tree format, which drives me insane. So now I just refuse to buy PDFs because I'm like, Dustin, you're just going to spend more money later. So just wait. So, but we'll see.
I'm the same. I like to buy the combo pack whenever they do.
Oh, yeah.
Keep one on my drive for easy reference if I want it out. And then another one, for the bookshelf and for actual reading. Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah, I'm sure I've waxed poetic about it before. I just want to thumb through something when when it's bedtime.
Yeah, but I'm getting old now, and I can't. The zoom function on my books doesn't work very well.
It doesn't work.
No,
my eyes are still young and limber. So, talk to me in 20 years, I guess.
When you're my age, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's great that they're kind of piecemeal. So if you only like a few certain mechs, you can just get those rec guides that you like.
I can't do that. I gotta get it all. Everything.
Catch them all.
Even if it's a bad mech, I want it. I want the book. I want them all.
Like the hermit crab? No, the hermit crab's gonna be a good boy. Can't wait to make that crab lance. King crab, 2 crabs, and hermit crab. Come on, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
They need to make a heavy crab so you can have one in every weight class.
One of each, yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. Just wait. We've got 2 rec guides, and if they don't do a heavy crab this time,
it's literally called heavy crab.
Oh man, what's next? Oh yeah, we've got Tamar Rising available January 19th. So what was a quote supposed to not be a Gen Con exclusive in September has been a unfortunate Gen Con exclusive until next month.
Gen Con exclusive.
Yeah, so we've got a date for that, so everyone can quit trying to see if eBay scalpers are done copying and PDFing their versions.
It'll be nice to flesh out the remaining factions. Start giving out little bits for everybody else.
Not just the Ultra. I mean, the Wolves.
The Wolves, the Falcons, or the defunct Republic of the Sphere.
Right. Or new Jaguar.
I was going to say that the dramatic return of my Jaguars.
They're back, baby. There's 100 of them?
At least. That's all they need.
That's enough. That's enough Clan Warriors.
But yeah, it'll be good to get some more fleshed out, like you said, because I would like to hope that if there was not the pandemic and quarantine, that we would have gotten a much closer release between the two, but
probably.
I can pretty much guarantee
everything's all up in the air these days. So.
Yeah, so I'm not going to put that too much against them. But,
yeah, lots can be forgiven these days.
But speaking of forgiven, let's move on to some hobby progress, and we'll lead off with the big one, which is Dustin. Dustin, what have you been doing lately that involves some spaceships? Is that BattleTech? I mean,
no, it's definitely not. And I still haven't played a full game of A Billion Suns, but if you want some spaceships, you can get them at Fortress Miniatures and Games. Yeah, they're carrying my line, which is I'm pretty hyped on that. Printed up some ships so you can get them from Rob, our local dealer of plastic miniatures and resin miniatures.
I was about to say yours aren't plastic; they're they're home printed. Yeah. But there's some high quality stuff. Now, if I remember right, when we were at the Southern Assault tournament, you were showing them off just like what you had done, and Death Ray Designs came over and was asking you questions on how you did your stuff.
Yeah, just about the supports. Because they were like, man, these supports look all right. And I was like, yeah, hot water.
Whoa, did you just give out your big secret?
No, it's not my secret. I learned that from YouTube. Yeah, you just put the print in hot water and the supports come off easier.
But they didn't believe you, if I remember right.
No, they believe me. I just they do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they print hella cool. I mean, they got armor, a couple of mechs, stuff that's looking a little better than our old sculpts. You know, you can get a not a bulldog from
a modern bulldog, sir.
Yeah, a modern bulldog. Yeah, good looking stuff from Death Ray Designs. But yeah, I still have to get a game of A Billion Suns in. I have played like 2 halves of a game or something like that, and it's super cool the way the system works or whatever. But yeah,
you were playing it on a tabletop simulator with one of our listeners.
Yeah, it was. And we got a little bit of a game in. But yeah, it's a fun game. There's spaceships, and there's so many. Unfortunately, there's outside of the Star Wars intellectual property, and what is it called?
Drop Fleet Commander.
No, the Star Wars spaceship
Armada, X-wing.
Yeah, that. There's like so many games. I wish there was like a big monolithic system that everybody liked to play that wasn't just Star Wars. There's
See, there are, and you just don't know them, and that's the problem.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Aerotech 3.
Aerotech 3. Right? I mean, surely it's coming. I would be pretty hyped on that.
Why would they give us Shallones if they don't want us preparing?
It's tinfoil hat segment, right? But yeah, I'm super flattered about the ships. You guys can pick them up if you like them, of course.
No, sounds great. Have you done anything else? Any painting?
Did a before Christmas break down in Florida. Picked up a Locust Heavy Destroyer. I painted that. When I got back to my paint desk up here, I need to get in a game of BattleTech at some point. I am ashamed to admit that I've played like 3 games of 40K, and since I've played a game of, I think it was Southern Assault, was the last time I played. Definitely the last time I played BattleTech Universe tabletop miniature game. So we need to rectify that sometime soon.
We do. Unfortunately, I think everyone is aware that holiday schedules rarely align, and me getting the full Lance episode was making
our Christmas present to you.
Exactly. Making bets with a dark cast, essentially.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get, once the holidays settle down and everything, we'll get a couple games in for sure. And then I'll be painting BattleTech miniatures again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Let's go, Kurt. You have not been on for a while because you're still trapped in your office from home, essentially. But what have you been doing in that command console for the last couple months?
Just going through my Wave 2 stuff, cleaning them up, trying to get everything primed, and starting painting. Focusing mostly on my FRR force. Excited for that. Really want to get that expanded out. Even looking at modding up the dragon I have to be Bishop Steiner's variant. The one with the hatchet.
Yeah.
It's not canon. It's not canon.
I'd point to that line in TR or Error Report 3050 that says the third Draken's modified dragons to have hatchets.
Where's my official record sheet, sir?
Well, we still have 2 more rec guides coming out, right?
Don't you put that evil on me, Denham. Don't you put that evil on me. But no, I've seen your progress. It looks great. I can't wait to play your, quote, custom dragon with enhanced melee. Would that fix all the problems with the dragon? Maybe. I mean, two medium lasers, an SRM-6, and a hatchet, and a PPC.
Both medium lasers pointing front?
Yeah. And they're in the side torsos and not in the hatchet arm.
Not in the hatchety arm, yeah.
Please, no.
We just have to make sure. But no, sounds great. Like I said, I think me and you got one BattleTech mission in together, and that's been the extent that we could hang out and play.
Yeah.
But
all I know is I'll declare a batch all against Dustin's wolves when that force comes out.
I got them all. They're all painted up.
He's counting. He's counting right now.
I'm not counting. I'm just looking to see if I'm missing any Omnimechs. I think it's just the Hellbringer. Somehow the Hellbringer escaped my assembly line painting days. So I have 15 of the OG, not Beta Galaxy anymore. I'll probably put those up on eBay sometime because I'm getting no bites local. But
nobody wants your mechs, Dustin.
I know nobody wants.
We see you play with them. Nobody wants them.
Hey, I was painting and playing Beta Galaxy before it was cool, and then everything got ruined. I'm just kidding.
Duncan did it.
Well, it's an easy paint. It's like I had painted like maybe 10 mechs. I was like 10 miniatures into my painting career, and I was like, Beta Galaxy, tan on top, and primer on bottom. Let's go, baby.
It's a pretty paint job, though. It really is.
No, your stuff looks great, and I mean, anyone would be happy to have it.
Just nobody wants to pay for it. We get it.
Yeah. I said make me an offer like $20. Well, maybe like $50. Maybe $50.
I'll play you for it.
That's not money.
Whoa.
I want to be able to get something.
You're getting the enjoyment of playing me. Is that not enough?
Enjoyment? No, it's not. I need money.
Wait, who's the Diamond Shark Flayer? I'm confused now. But yeah, so no, that's awesome.
Denham?
Anything else, or are we moving on to Mr. Denham?
That's really been about it. BattleTech related.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Denham?
Oh, me? I mean, I've been working on terrain for so long that I decided to take a break from that, and now I am starting to clear up my mech and elemental backlog.
Hey.
So I've done 8 in the last week.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I'm pretty good.
I'm happy. So I'm tired of bringing primer gray mechs to the games I play. I want some color.
I mean, unless you're playing Nova Cats, right?
Right. But I'm not. So no.
But I'm not. So this time.
My stuff's starting to look better. It's going to be pretty.
Worst case, you strip it next year and do it all over again.
Yeah. No. No, I would just buy more and just have.
There you go.
Those are the battle damage ones, and these are the pretty ones.
To be fair, that's what my wife told me. I was like, I would like another one of these. And I was like, I'm just going to strip it. And she's like, just buy another one.
Yep, just buy another one.
You have her permission.
Yeah. And I was like, and now how many mongooses do I have? Too many.
You up to 5? Do you have more mongooses or Black Knights?
I now tied between mongooses and Black Knights.
So almost a battalion.
Almost a battalion between the two. There was a distinct lack of mongoose and Black Knight in my Two Kids book.
There was. Who's this guy showing up with a vulture?
I would love to actually play through that's it for me. But he said the Two Kid book. I would love to actually play through those missions at some point. That was my plan for this year. It just never happened. I never painted enough.
Yeah, I mean, all right. For me, I have not painted, I want to say, anything in the last month. The most I've been, I mean,
don't you have people living in your paint room or something?
Yeah, I had in-laws over, and everyone collectively groaned last episode, which was. But we will have more people coming over after the holidays, so yeah, still no painting. Have been getting a lot of assembly done.
There you go.
Can't remember if I mentioned I actually assembled the Ares tripod mech, and it looks great. Like,
yeah, you
it was not
the other day, didn't you?
I did. I brought it in, show it off. I think someone actually says like, "Okay, now you're just showing off." I was like, "Yeah, I am showing off. That's the whole point."
Yeah, that was Brian. Brian said that. Yep, because he doesn't have one. He's jealous. He's so jealous.
Jealous of my third leg.
I think I have a picture. What was it next to? Was it next to a mongoose? It was next to something.
It was, but like everything looks small to it. That's the problem.
Yeah, it looked great.
But that was actually not as bad as I thought. If I had to do it again, I would definitely work from the bottom up. Like I would literally assemble the legs and then glue the hips to the legs. Like after I blue tack them in the positions I want. Working top down on a tripod just doesn't work because I could only ever get 2 legs to kind of work together. And the third one would either be like off kilter or not angled properly. So that's my things you never would have thought about, but if I do it again. But yeah, so I currently have all of my BattleTech stuff assembled, and I'm working through my Warhammer backlog with a couple models that I quote got last year for Christmas because I work in geological / BattleTech timeline.
Yeah, I still have to help my son with his Necron army. We got to assemble those and paint them.
That's it for my hobby progress. let's move on to some fan mail real quick. So we got 2 fan mails since last episode.
Fan mail? I want hate mail. Where's our hate mail?
We're trying so hard. It's so hard.
Maybe we get the hate mail and it just Commissar just magically filters it out.
No.
And they change all the bad words to happy words. They keep us on our toes, right? Brian McGuire writes, "Hello, guys. I just found your podcast this last week and really enjoyed it, especially the end part where you talk to other players and so many were here in state. We currently only play Classic, but I'm hoping to add Alpha Strike into the mix early next year. We are also very narrative driven, and I'm taking the group into a hybrid campaign later on with MechWarrior Destiny. Hope to hear not shows down the road. Thanks, Brian. We appreciate you listening, and hopefully, if you're relatively close to us, we can get a game in one day."
Absolutely.
Yeah, and write back and let us know how the Destiny campaign goes. I'm curious how that works out.
And we've got a second one, and this one's specifically addressed to you, Denham.
And it's not hate mail?
It's, well, I mean, it depends on how you interpret things. But Bradley writes, "Howdy. On the Machallan on a Budget episode, there were some questions brought up about how many battle value points a BSP, Battlefield Support Point, was worth. I had the same question and crunched a lot of math on each of the various options and got a really close value. I put my numbers up on the BattleTech Games forum under reply number 12, and there's a link. And the quick and dirty is about 32 battle value for one Battlefield Support Point, but some are worth more or less, obviously. Further, since area effect damage has a cumulative effect, I might suggest that a very hard limit be placed on how much Battlefield Support Points you can get, just like regular BattleTech. Loading up on Boeing jump bombers fully maxed with bombs or loading up on light bombing Battlefield Support Points give way more value than their battle value once you hit a certain saturation level. Thanks for the great listen while I paint up my BattleTech city fight terrain."
I could not agree more with what he said about the area of effect damage. In the last game I played where I was trying the battle value to BSP conversion, some guy came in with a Shadowcat and dropped off a point of elementals. And as soon as the point of elementals were dropped, the other team came in with a bomber, a heavy bomber, which does AoE damage. And since it does 15 points of damage,
killed them
every
all.
single elemental just disappeared.
Yeah,
bam,
AoE
landed,
is
bam, they're all gone.
hard counter to elementals if you can get it to land. But yeah, interesting.
It was amazing. It was just like I dropped them and they're gone.
Get splatted.
So,
I mean, I feel like that's getting more bargain for your buck rather than it being a bad thing.
it depends on which side you're on.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, so 32 battle value for one BSP as an average maybe, but I'm still tweaking it a little bit. I had started at around 150 and I've been pulling that back, so only by playing a few more games will I know how close I can get. But thanks, Bradley. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and hopefully you can join the Discord and put some of those pictures of that BattleTech city fighting terrain up there for all of us to look at.
Oh, please.
Because that's honestly what the Discord's there for. Me to look at all of our listeners' beautiful hobby progress and to persuade me to get out of my chair and get some paint onto plastic.
On your lunch break, right?
I go into work, sir. I make lists during my lunch break. I paint at home. All right. So I think all we've got left is some games played. All right. I think, Denham, you were the only person to get some actual BattleTech gamage in. How was that?
Because I'm the only real BattleTech fan here.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I'll throw the gauntlet. Yeah, I had a tutorial game yesterday.
Ooh,
that was a lot of fun. I taught one of the new Discord members how to play a scenario.
Nice.
You took it nice and slow, went through all the different things. Had a good mix. Had a couple lights, a medium, and an assault mech. So he got a good view of everything. Oh. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I play 2 or 3 times a month now, so super happy.
I mean, that's the goal. We just all want to be at your game level.
It only took me 37 years to get here.
All right, so I got a little bit more time. Not much, but a little bit.
A little bit.
Justin, you were down in Florida. Did you get any games in down there?
Sorry, bro. Just Warhammer.
Oh, how did it go though?
That was good. Had 2 good games, 1 blowout that I got my butt kicked by the bugs, Tyranids. But yeah, it was fun. Played a couple games. Played a game up here too. Don't get your pitchforks, your torches and pitchforks. I don't know. The BattleTech stars are just not aligned. I've been able to get for whatever reason. Probably just because our schedules haven't aligned, and I can't play Denham's pickup games. So, because I'm forever working on Tuesday. So yeah, once we get a game in,
anything to avoid me. I get it.
What? No, I just play. I gotta play on the weekend or Monday. Let's play Monday.
Okay.
See, that's the thing. You mainly play during work hours because you're off during the week.
Yeah.
So you're just grabbing whoever you can, almost.
Yeah. So 11 a.m. on a Monday is like primo game time for me. I will, if you're off, then Denham, I will gladly play at your leisure.
I'll work on it. See what I can do. I mean, my boss listens to the podcast, so I'll be taking vacation one Monday. Just letting you know, man.
Hey, sweet. I'll be there. I got nowhere else to be.
Kurt, have you gotten any games of anything in?
Unfortunately not BattleTech. It's just not been aligning. The day off for Tuesdays has not been good for me either with work. So mostly what I've been doing is just my 30k Dark Angels.
Okay. Been going good? Going bad?
Doing well.
That's good.
We just finished a little mini campaign.
Campaign's so hot right now. But no, and for me, I will finish off the trend with 2 games of Warhammer and 0 of BattleTech. You can please send your hate mail that we are slowly evolving into a Warhammer podcast as the year approaches.
So today we're going to talk about the Tyranid and Necron metagame. Barf.
Yeah, for me, it was, hey, you're meeting up with a friend who only has X amount of time and they're not super fluent in BattleTech. And they were like, hey, can we play Warhammer? Like, they have BattleTech. They're willing to play. It's just they requested. I'm like, I have not gotten any games in. I'll take dice rolling in general right now.
Yeah.
It's a quick 6-hour BattleTech game.
But yeah, so that's all I've done. Like I said, I'm just getting ready for the new year because it's like New Year's resolution style, like play more BattleTech, roll more dice, roll more crits.
Play on all the new maps with all the new plastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think that's it for news, hobby progress, fan mail, and games played. I don't have anything new to add to the event calendar for the next couple weeks, but we have a few events that are still up on there. So if you are either aware of any events that are happening on, send us an email at the Mechbay podcast at gmail.com, and we'll add that and give it a shout out as soon as we hear about it. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll get into the 2021 era of BattleTech in review. I'd like to take a minute to thank Ares Miniatures and Games for their support of the show and getting our name out there when we started. I would also like to thank Fortress Games and Miniatures for their support letting us upgrade our equipment and put out higher quality episodes every month, as well as for putting on the best BattleTech experience me and Dustin have had the pleasure of going to. I would also like to thank our patrons, Cataphract 40, Stefan Stahlkater, McKenna piloting a Warwolf H, Tristan Jackal Lawrence piloting a modified Cyclops 10Q, Chris Kazrok Miller piloting a Thug 12K, Denham the Eclipse piloting a ShadowHawk 2H, Jared Hahn, Rex Redneck Rawhide in an Orion-VA, Mitch Minotaur Grant piloting a Thunderbolt 5SE, Harris Ramshackle piloting a Cataphract 4L, Metal Ed, John Garnier, Richard, KZ, David, and Zach Torrance. once again, thank you guys, and hope to work all of you guys into some commercials in the coming up year. Custom Crazy Eddie Salvage and Swap Yard. Do you need equipment for a field refit? I've got a whole pile of rear-facing medium lasers. Heck, I know a guy who built a mech backwards so all the rear weapons would be in the front. Have an idea that you need brought to life? Now, I've got a hunchback with jump jets in instead of the autocannon, like a giant jet engine sticking out the front. Does a backflip every time you pull the trigger. Just trying to get rid of that stack of machine gun ammo that gets dumped as soon as you enter the battlefield? See, we've got these LRM launchers that shoot out SRMs, and the SRM launchers shoot out the LRMs. Now, nobody here can explain how it works. Just whatever you do, do not use Inferno rounds. Whatever you need, come on down to Custom Crazy Eddie's Salvage and Swap Yard. That mech over there, it doesn't have hands, just 2 extra legs. It's not a quad mech, but he ain't ever failed a PSR yet. And we are back. So, it's been a year. It's definitely been, December was a rough year, but we made it through it, guys. But really, no, 2021, we saw a lot of BattleTech movement. I don't know if I would say as much as 2020, but definitely movement in general. I think the biggest thing is we've had to be a full year after Hour of the Wolf has released. So that was our first full introduction into IlClan. And
oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I remember that episode. That was a long time ago.
That was our third episode, which came out
yeah,
right at the new year. So
damn. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Do I need a toilet like soundboard button for Dustin?
No, you need a shot collar and a remote.
Wrong podcast.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
But no, so what are our thoughts on a year of IlClan? Like, we still have rec guides coming out. We still have the source book still to be delivered. So have we gotten a full impression of...
There is an IlClan source book called IlClan.
There is.
That came out right before Hour of the Wolf, I think.
Shattered Fortress? No,
IlClan.
No.
It's just called IlClan.
Okay.
Called IlClan. Yeah, I got it. I got it from Rob's basement. It's not really basement, garage shop. I haven't really looked through it much yet because I'm a loser.
Okay, it just has the same cover as Hour of the Wolf, which is the problem. That's why, because I see the two and I'm like, these are the same. Corporate asked me to identify the difference between these two books. They're the same book.
So one's a novel, one's a source book.
Yeah. But we got that one in August, so that wasn't even that long ago.
I did get it. Oh, and it's got a bookmark in it, and it's on like the second page. So no, page 6. I've gotten the page 6 of the IlClan source book. Here's a lovely illustration.
Actually, I have seen it because I've seen it in the store.
Yeah. Yeah. Has anybody looked through the IlClan source book a lot?
Nope. I've read bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of flipped through looking at all the pictures and illustrations, of course. And then, I kind of just found either things relevant to my factions or some sections stood out to me and I would read it.
It was really cool to see the Crucible in here, and some other, like the Butcher Bird, some other mechs from the... I'm used to reading the older books, and if I see a chassis I'm not familiar with, I just punch it in the Sarna. So it was a little disorienting for Hour of the Wolf when I read it, to not be able to do that. So now I can put faces to the names, so to speak, which is nice. But yeah, I don't have much else to say on the source book yet because, frankly, I haven't read it. It would have been good if I had, because then I could have been like, I had heard a rumor that Hour of the Wolf, source book IlClan was source book Hour of the Wolf, but so far I have no actual. It's just a rumor to me because I haven't actually read this book yet. So I should do that.
Okay,
I'll get to that. After whining about not having the IlClan for so long and waiting for it, I get the source book and then I don't really read it that quickly. But But yeah, I'm with Kurt a little bit too. I think it was Kurt who was talking about fleshing out the rest of there's a lot of inner sphere out there. So we want to know like what's going on in the Draconis Combine while, because Hour of the Wolf takes place on Terra. Spoiler. So yeah, there's a lot of inner sphere. So it'll be fun for that all to get fleshed out.
Every other faction's got about maybe 2 pages, 2, maybe 3 pages each.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that one, it's coming back to me slowly, but that one was literally just like the invasion of Terra.
Yeah, I was hoping for some random assignment tables. Those were in either Shattered Fortress, I think, one or the other. But somebody said there's some rats in Tomorrow Rising, so soon trademark. Just for painting up my new plastic,
Yeah.
Because I'm a weird person who buys everything and then like primes it all up, and then I'm like, all right, I look at my mech shelf and I'm like, the medium mech slot in this faction is a little light. Let me put a new chassis in there. So
I mean, that's a good way to think about those things.
And it helps with if I have a random assignment table to kind of make
get
my
those juices flowing.
Well, yeah, and to make my lists somewhat fluffy, by design. If all my Free Worlds League stuff is roughly Free Worlds League because I built it out of a random assignment table, I can't help but make a slightly fluffy list when it comes to game night. So there you go.
So let me ask this. Have we been happy with the lore that we've seen in the last year?
I have.
For what I have read so far, again, the COVID pass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, with my problem is that a couple years ago when I started the whole CDT everything, I decided to reread all the books from the beginning.
Woo!
And and then we had COVID, which was awesome for me for reading, not in general, but for reading.
Yeah.
So I'm in the Dark Age era now, so I've read all of those books into the Dark Age, so I'm not quite to IlClan yet, but I'm really close. I probably have 12 books left, so a month maybe.
You're doing it. Doing it for the little guy.
God, is this Malvina Hazan, however you say her last name? Page 34, IlClan source book. Sorry.
Well, I don't know. We're not looking at it. Do I own it? Yes. Have I read it? No. I'll get there.
There's a lot of BattleTech novels. We're about done with the Blood of Kerensky, Children of Kerensky trilogy or whatever.
Children.
Yeah, so you should join us in book club.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll interject. From what I've read of all the lore that's come out in the last year, I don't want to say I'm bitter of just how so much got swept under the rug so fast.
Well, yeah, because you're just getting all your Republic stuff going, right?
Yeah, I was getting most of my Republic stuff going, and I think it's a hard one. It's not as much a hard for me to swallow, just everything happened so fast. Like there wasn't they're on the run or like they're holding out in this sector. Like no,
that was my problem with rereading all the books is between the Jihad and the Dark Age. Well, I mean, even before that. So between the Civil War and the Dark Age, like Jihad is all told in source books. Like there's no novels for it.
There's a few. There's a couple.
Yeah, there are now, but there certainly weren't to begin with. And there's not many. Not like there were for everything else. There are hundreds of novels, and then a couple in the Jihad.
Yeah,
but it's just like after the Jihad, it's like, and then 80 years went by, and they don't tell you anything that happened in those 80 years.
Well, I mean, an eye for an eye makes everybody blind. You hear that, BattleTech authors? So,
but I'm catching up.
Okay. So everyone's kind of just like it was as best as they could do, I think is the general consensus.
I have stronger opinions than that, but
I'd say for the shipping bit, yes. And instead, we're still getting tons of artwork and renders out of Anthony.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But lore wise,
Yeah, I would love to see where they're planning on taking the storyline, like where they're guiding it to right now, and maybe the payoff is going to be great, but that's way above my pay grade. So,
I think the major issue is, okay, we had the big war for Terra, and we just kind of have to assume that, okay, the rest of the Inner Sphere is kind of just hanging out, doing the same thing they've done for the last 50 years.
Well, it's better be fighting, because if it's not, then how are we going to sell battle mechs?
Exactly. But with Tamar Rising, I think they're introducing their first hot zone, essentially.
Yeah.
So I think this will be a sign of good things to come, where every major area gets something major happening in it.
Well, I mean, everybody gets to, the whole Inner Sphere gets the compelling Confederation treatment. Like, enjoy not having lore.
Ooh, too soon?
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I noticed a dearth of Capellan, outside of... All right, let's not turn this into book club time. Anyways.
This is where I joke they only write about their victories and they have so few.
Ooh, burn. At least in the old... Hey, man, Capellans are taking names these days.
Dark Age
book. Yeah, they are.
IlClan era, so.
Dark Age book I'm reading right now is all about the Capellan Confederation.
Excellent. Good to know. I look forward to reading the Dark Ages one day about the Capellans.
So let's move on. So that's for lore. So let's move over to the new mechs we've gotten. So in the last year, for 2021, we've gotten Rec Guides 11 through 22. So
nice.
It's roughly one a month. And I think it really all started out with the Butcher Bird and the Horned Owl and all those things. So we're continuing the trend with a lot of mixed tech and very fast clan mechs. What are your guys' thoughts on those? On what we've been seeing, essentially?
I mean, they came out with the one that had like 7 different versions of the ShadowHawk, so I was very happy about that.
More ShadowHawk.
One of them's got like 5 Thunderbolt launchers on it or something.
Oh, it's like ER medium lasers, but even more range.
And it runs out of ammo.
There you go.
I'm really liking the IlClan or the Rec Guide books a lot.
Great concept, yeah. It's getting all those plastics with updated rule sets for the IlClan. Great concept.
Yeah, everybody who likes all their original, the ShadowHawk, Phoenix Hawk, Battlemaster, all those mechs, you've got new tech to play with on official variants. So, no need to put your favorites down to pick up new mechs.
I really look forward to, the IlClan era pickup games where everybody's got their new, great looking plastic mechs. And I no longer have to explain that I paid money for derpy looking metal mechs that make people not want to play BattleTech.
See, I have that opposite thought. It's, I think it was very much targeted at new players.
Mm-hmm.
Get them in the door with the new models, and not just that, but keep them invested in the new era.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it also helps the older players who have their favorite old mechs to keep them relevant as well.
Yeah. No, it's like a win-win.
I mean, the Warhammer tie-in, we've seen it. Any long-time Warhammer player will see it. It's selling models and getting new players. That's how a community keeps growing, is new blood. Yeah. You got to get new blood in. And I'd say the Kickstarter being fulfilled this year has been a big boost to getting new blood.
I agree with that. We've had so many new players in, just so many. It's been huge. I think we started off with 3 regular players 2 years ago, and now at the stores that I play at, it's not unusual to have almost a dozen people in there, and a different dozen depending on which night of the week you're there.
Yeah, it's definitely
it's a huge difference.
But I don't think we've been seeing a lot of the new mechs from the Rec Guides, and I think that's more something that I'd like to investigate, is how much are the Rec Guides actually being used like on the table for regular games nowadays?
Yeah, I think I've only had 2 over the last 6 months where we used specifically Rec Guide mechs.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's just era preference and local meta.
Yeah, I know once they release whatever kind of bundling they release, hopefully, that's going to be like my pickup era of choice. It's like, no, I want to dig through the Rec Guide. I want to play IlClan. I want to, move forward. And it's going to be great because you can just bring. My understanding is that all the IlClan, all the Rec Guide stuff is built out of the Battle Mech manual. So like, I don't have to bring extra books. It's just like Battle Mech manual, IlClan era, new plastic mechs. It's a whole new world, right?
Yeah.
I'm hyped on it.
My thoughts looking at it from, 30,000 feet are, is it the variants aren't as exciting as people had hoped, so there's no real reason to like, oh no, I need this new Black Knight that is the Black Knight 18 with all of the lasers, which are somehow better than the original ones that I've always been running with lasers.
I think a lot of it, as we said, the fluff isn't out yet to really excite people for the era that really drives them into playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're only out on PDF, so it's not like people can just sit there at the store and look at a book and go, ooh, this is exciting. And
yeah, I definitely know for the new chassis, like Butcher Bird and Hero Falcon, like we're just now getting metal versions of those, and we're seeing variants in chassis before we even see the models in plastic, which I know there's like I don't want to say bad vibe for taking proxies of new variants and new chassis. Like, hey, no one's seen what this does at all, and let me just take a model.
Yeah, but it's exciting to know that they are planning on doing all of those as well in plastic.
Yep.
Like, I know for me, I was tempted to use the Hammerhead at the tournament, but decided not to because it doesn't have a model and would have felt a little weird proxying something that might come out with a plastic later.
If I ever run a tournament, you can proxy whatever you want, Josh.
I appreciate that. But I know that's something that's been holding me back. Like, I love the Rec Guides. I love the mechs that are coming out in them. But just finding that little bit of getting over the hump of, okay, don't have it in my normal stack of sheets, or I don't have it in the new model variant plastic or something.
Maybe I guess for me, because I am a silly person and I purchase like one of everything. For me, I'm like, I guess I'm just the opposite, where I'm like, I know that I can look at my bin of new plastic mechs and grab a Rec Guide and a Battle Mech manual and go to game night, which excites me personally. But I also understand, especially with you like your Diamond Sharks and your Republic of the Sphere stuff. So it's like kind of a bummer, right?
In which way?
Well, what you were just talking about, like proxying the Hammerhead or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, it is like I would love to build my IlClan era Diamond Sharks, but all the new mechs that we've gotten don't legally exist yet.
Right.
The variants, I love them. Like I already know exactly what kind of stars and lances I would build with them, but it's do I divert plastic for the variants I have into chassis and unit compositions already like am building, or start something brand new that I don't know where it's going to finish. Like I know we only have the 2 Rec Guides left. I also don't know how the lore will use those mechs, and I think that is a larger part of the BattleTech players as a whole. I think most of us could either like trace back to a book or just an event where our favorite person used X mech and X variants, and because we haven't seen a whole lot of that, we aren't doing that.
Well, yeah, I mean they need more novels. They need more
more than just Hour of the Wolf. But they're working on it. I mean, there's the Great Death thing.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff in 2022
in due time. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean that's the direction it's going in. They've got a bunch of writers working on things. They've got a bunch of artists working on new mechs. They've got new maps coming out. It's not stopping anytime soon.
No.
So
No, there's.
Now we need Disney to get off to stop screwing around and put out that BattleTech Netflix show.
There you go. The real space opera.
Yeah. But that's Catalyst doesn't own the rights to any video stuff. That's Disney. So
Was it don't speak too loudly. I can hear the mech paw, finger curling.
I want a Netflix adaptation of the all 120 years of Victor Ian Steiner Davian's life.
But like the cartoon was put out by Saban, which is the ones who did Power Rangers.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Huh?
The precedent is set. We just got to get the hype going.
So let's move on to Wave 2. Was it worth the wait?
Here's my opinion. I have not finished painting the Wave 1 mechs.
That's because you're slow, though. You are
I know.
slow, sir.
Sure, I am. But that's what I'm saying is I'm not going to complain about how long something arrives if I'm not done painting the previous. So is that on me? Sure. But for me, yes, Wave 2 is worth the wait because it got here before I finished painting Wave 1. So there you go.
There you go.
And if Wave 3 comes before I'm done painting Wave 2, then it's right on time.
Okay. I mean, I would say that our painting is on the average gamer time frame. And if anyone has their Wave 1 Kickstarter stuff all fully painted, based,
So they didn't get enough.
then they either did not get enough, correct, or they're above and beyond us. So, I'll just hand them the keys to the podcast next time they email me.
But then they wouldn't have time to paint their mechs.
Exactly.
There you go.
But no, I mean, we just got most of the Wave 2 like in the last couple months, so I don't think there's that much of a... I mean, there was definitely like a year plus wait between Wave 1, Wave 2. Wave 1 was 2020, Wave 2 was 2021. Are we going to see Wave 2.5 or / Wave 3 next year?
That I don't know about.
Honestly, I'm hoping it's smaller releases.
That would be that. I'd love that.
I would like if it's like every other month or every quarter, they're like, hey, here's a new Lance pack.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, especially if they rolled into the local game stores. Like I'm super into the local game store impulse buy. Like Kickstarters are cool and all, but actually I just prefer the old fashioned way.
Yeah.
Well, it's
But
not like
that's
the
just my
game stores
soapbox.
didn't get stuff. They just didn't get enough because it sold out in hours.
I know.
I mean, between the four of us, we probably got 75% of our store's supply.
How dare you, sir? How dare you accuse me of buying the entire stock of plastic?
Yeah, Josh didn't do that, but I was definitely a participant in that.
I got an
Here.
Alien Worlds map pack, sir. How dare you?
And you held the door open for me as I walked out with my armload of stuff.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
appreciate
you were literally camped out.
See,
so
he was an enabler.
it. I won't deny that.
yeah, so I think the quality of the Wave 2 stuff was, I want to say, a little bit better than the Wave 1.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think the growing pains of Wave 1 were definitely dealt with and corrected before Wave 2, which I think is the best we can hope for during, COVID times where logistics and shipping just revert back to jump ship timeframes.
Can't wait for that. No, I liked all my Wave 2 stuff so much.
Yep, I'm even painting some of it.
Right now?
No, not right now, but I am not physically painting my Wave 2 stuff right now. But no, I've got base coat and I think Lion Guard, so I've got the white stripe on about a company worth of mechs and airbrushed them and stuff. So I just gotta finish up the white stripe and metallics and then do a couple other tricks and stuff. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually
been
working
on Second Sword of Light, so my desk looks like I murdered something on it. There's a lot of red.
So we getting there.
Yeah, I've only painted up one mech from the Wave 2, so it was one of those things where, did I need it right then? I'm with you on your side, Denham. Did I need it then? No. Did I like it? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it just more plastic for the pile of shame. Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think with the perfect storm of a couple games, some sort of, IlClan random assignment table, and that's probably it. And then I'll
New consolidated rec guide.
Yeah, the consolidated rec guide, and then and then I'll just be like paint up a storm. I'll be like, "Ooh, I want this over here, and I want that and that," and then I actually want to be excited about using them at the pickup game, and then I'll be pew pew pew, paint.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's I told you I painted 8 mechs this past week, and it's because I was going to do a mission with the new battle mat, the mega mat, and I didn't want any primer stuff on there. I wanted paint.
Yeah, it really lights the fire under your butt. Like
it does.
I'm about to. Oh shoot! I got to put some paint on this stuff, and like, man, you can get a lot done in 2 hours.
I know, right?
So worth the wait.
Yep.
Anyone got any other comments on Wave 2? Anything they especially like, didn't like, wish they had included in Wave 2 rather than Wave 1, stuff like that?
Nah. I'm happy. I got mechs.
I
think we're all just a bunch of happy campers.
I mean, at this point, yeah. Now that we got product in hand, and Catalyst seems, even on their store, has pretty frequent updates or refreshes.
I just gotta remember who I'm trading what with.
Not trading anything with anyone. I'm just buying
Axeman and Kodiak.
What's this? It's got to be you, Josh. The crossbow and the Crusader.
Oh my God, we're recording a podcast. I hate you so much. This is literally a no edit sode.
Welcome to the inside, fellas.
Oh my God.
How do Josh and Dustin normally react? Well, Dustin says stuff and Josh yells at him. Yep, just like real life.
like no, in our other chats, it's like in the BattleTech chats, I'm like, I hate Dustin so much. And then I'm like, get on the podcast, and I'm like, Dustin's not that bad. And then I'm like, no, I do hate Dustin, like from the bottom of my reactor.
Well, you're an opossum. You keep the trash you treasure with you.
But okay. So, any other thoughts going into as we wrap up the year? I mean, how would you rate your BattleTech overall experience for 2021?
Ooh,
I ended up playing more regularly this year than any other year in decades. So if 2022 is anything like 2021, then that's great for me. That's more playtime, more stuff, more happy. That's what that is.
So you got more BattleTech in during the pandemic than you did before.
Not in
total, but on an annual basis.
Yes. Once the vaccines came out and boosters and everything, and people started showing up to the stores, because I've got a group that I play with virtually, and I have and I show up at stores twice a month. Mm-hmm. So between all that, I'm getting 3, sometimes 4 games in, like big games in a month, and a couple smaller ones. So it's amazing. It's this is what I've wanted for decades. Friends to play BattleTech with.
Do you think that's mainly because of new plastic, new product is bringing in new players that wouldn't have gotten in without?
100%. I think so. I think that when they released that original box set, and then a year or so later did the Kickstarter for all the new stuff, I think that just hyped up at least the group that I've been, the store that I've been playing at. They all jumped on the bandwagon. It was the minis were so pretty.
The minis were pretty.
They were, and when I bring the 3D maps and we've got the painted minis, people stop and they stare, and then they're like, well, "What are you playing?" And if I've got like 5 mechs on my side, I'll be like, "Here, just play this guy. I don't know what I'm doing." Like, it's okay. Just
roll the dice.
I'll tell you what to do.
First roll's free.
And then by the end, they're just like, all right, is this on the shelf? I'm like, well, it was. Waiting on more. Sorry. But yeah, it's definitely getting more traction.
No, that's good.
We'll see how 2022 goes. I'm not going to stop.
What about you, Dustin? You were getting ready to...
I could have played more this year for sure, but I think Southern Assault made up for it. So
6 games, 2 days.
Yeah, changing my heart and mind with Alpha Strike a little bit. I still don't prefer it, but I don't hate it anymore. I guess I'll say that much. Yeah, I'm hoping here knock on some Pharaoh Laminar that get some more games in next year.
I have been asked about Alpha Strike, so I will be running a couple demo games. Not a lot, but a couple. So come on in and make sure I'm doing it right.
I don't want to encourage it.
I'll run them on Mondays.
I don't want to enable.
I've already got the maps and stuff, so why not?
Yeah.
Dustin, you have the most experience out of anyone here.
Do I? I guess I do. But yeah, no, more games next year, for sure. Yeah, I'd be happy with more games.
What about you, Kurt? How would you rate your overall BattleTech experience for 2021?
Pretty good. I said for what it was with COVID and just my work situation, it's been pretty good. I always want more games, so I hope to get some more next year. Hopefully the schedule clears up a bit.
Amen, brother.
Definitely excited now with all the Wave 2 stuff in hand to really try to get out more.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Josh?
Well, I started the podcast, which has taken up all of my time for hobby progress. Whose fault was that? I don't know. We could point at someone, probably in this chat right now. It starts with the letter D.
It's definitely my... How many times did I say, Josh, be the change you want to see?
Lo and behold, here I am, making a BattleTech podcast, angrily editing. No. That's probably my biggest 2021 BattleTech experience. Like,
yeah, you started a podcast.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
I'm happy you did. So there.
Hopefully all of our listeners are happy, because
I think they are.
It'd be really disappointing if they just listened and were like, God, I can't wait for these people to stop doing this.
I think you make some people happy. You gotta give yourself some credit for that.
Yeah.
And the support helps, keeps the actuators in the mail. We got to replace those mech parts. So appreciate the support to all our Patreons. Helps us pay the bills. The podcast costs money. So appreciate it.
I don't know if I got more games in 2021 than I did beforehand. I want to probably go with less. I got less games in just because the regular weekly schedule. Night. Yeah, the Tuesday night, us and all the other miniature players are just in the game store playing, and everyone's just kind of walking around going to wherever they want. And that's not happening still. And I think until that happens, I think all miniature games are kind of in a still kind of standby maneuver. Like, you're getting the games in with people not the people that you don't know as much.
It was a 1-2 punch. It was like a little bit of pandemic, a lot of second child for me. So
that's true. That's true.
Claw my way back out of the hole.
Yeah. Overall, I'd give it a positive, mainly because positive for podcast and positive for plastic.
There you go.
Negative for pandemic.
Yeah. Negative for pandemic. Hey, next year.
Imagine the alternate universe where, the ship misjumps and there's no pandemic. Everyone has plastic mechs.
Probably would have gotten them a little sooner, but
that's true. This might have been a 2021 recap then. But yeah, no, I hope everyone that is listening and playing BattleTech is having as good of a year as they can.
And if not, tell us about it on the Discord.
Exactly. All right. So that's pretty much it. Anyone have any other thoughts on 2021 and BattleTech?
No, BattleTech wise, it was great. That's all.
Nothing else.
All right. Let's look to the future for a little bit. So I was forced into...
I've been waiting all year for this, Josh.
I was forced into a circle of equals, and I lost. Like the game was rigged against me, and everyone wanted to do let's do a wish list. So if we were asking Sarna Claus for one mech that does not have plastic that we want in plastic, what would that mech be? Let's start with the person who held me down the hardest, and I'll let you guys fight amongst yourselves to see who that was.
Go on, Kurt. You know exactly which one you want.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Tell us what you want.
Ever since the Kickstarter, I've been after a Grizzly. So badly, I want to see a Ghost Bear exclusive mech outside the Kodiak. Give me a Grizzly.
For the Kodiak too. Like the Kodiak almost didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened? They put it in and then they canned it and then like all the ghosts.
They replaced it with the Stone Rhino.
Oh yeah.
In that pack.
And then it was like
that and the other 4 from the other packs that they dumped. They got that big backlash in the Kickstarter, and then they made the ad hoc box.
As if a million Ghost Bear players screamed out.
Hashtag justice for Ghost Bear.
Yeah. You don't want that many angry Ghost Bears.
True. We're quiet until you rile us up, and then you never
hear the end.
Calm us down.
Is that the totem mech for Ghost Bear, the Grizzly?
Pretty much was the Kodiak, yeah.
Or is the Grizzly an Omni or is it a battle mech like the Kodiak?
Battle mech?
Oh, okay, man.
But it was like for the Clan Invasion era, it was like their second most iconic behind the Kodiak.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that's it. That's the plastic mech you want.
That's I would love a new Grizzly.
All right, so
bonus points if they give it a new if they bring it back for a rec guide.
Hey, there you go.
You got 2 more of them left. Hold your fingers, cross them. Should the mech hand actuator like finger curl up again? Like, congratulations, you get one. Like, how would it bite you back?
What do you mean? Just
like I was like, you get it, but it's only exclusive to another faction.
Oh man, or you have to buy a pack.
Oh yeah, they put a Grizzly in with a bunch of Capellan mechs.
Yeah, or Diamond Shark mechs or something.
Well, at least I could trade out the Diamond Sharks with Josh.
Yeah, for money.
For money. No, I need money.
All right. So, what about you, Dustin? What do you want?
You guys are probably going to hate me for this, but I want an updated and plastic albatross.
Oh no, I've got that in metal.
Yeah, I do too. I want a cooler one in plastic that
with
doesn't
the
like therapy.
HVAC duct going from the cockpit to the
yeah, that's the one. I think it's got character and potential for a cool design.
Character. That's never something you want to hear about a mech.
No, Dustin plays with his feels, remember? So
that's right.
You're right.
That's right. I'm all about the ends, believe it or not. I mostly identify with the Free Worlds League as an Inner Sphere player.
I mean, his reason is better than mine for the mech I want.
So I think now what I mean when I say it has character, I'm like, it is a distinct design that could be scroggenified and coolified. And it's on the cover of the Free Worlds League book.
Ooh.
It is.
Oh yeah, the original Albatross.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about your new one.
No, yeah. So if I could have one plastic mech, it's a stupid mech to want, and nobody else would want it, but I do.
No, I know at least 2.
Doesn't make it stupid, man.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's my one. That's my Christmas wish.
What about you, Denham?
Okay, so mine's even worse than Dustin's. It's just that
you feel so passionately about it, though, that I think it's maybe better.
Is it one that we've heard before? I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah. I've heard this before.
Yeah, it's because I like collecting things and I like collections. And out of all the new plastics, if you go back and look at the that BattleTech cartoon, they have remade all of the main players' mechs in plastic except for the Mauler.
Oh,
so they would just put out the Mauler, we could paint that one up in the cartoon colors as well and just have a nice little collection.
Wait, it's not a Timberwolf A? What?
My money was on Timberwolf A.
I know everybody's all right, Timberwolf A, because I'd love to see it. I would, but if I had to just pick one, like, because I can find some mods out there for the Timberwolf A. I can't find a plastic mauler. Yeah. I can't mod that as well.
And?
I want an official plastic mauler so that I could have one of all the cartoon mechs
and paint them up. Right.
And paint them up. Yeah. There are some beautiful paint jobs out there done in those colors.
You know, just like the Albatross, the Mauler has a unique silhouette.
Yeah, it's a dumb mech, but but it's missing from the collection, and that's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
It's the this is where I would put my Mauler if I had one.
Yeah, I had observed that too, that it was missing. Like, it's a missed opportunity for them to make a Lance pack. A themed Lance pack.
Yeah. And they got the Bushwhacker. They got the Axeman.
Wolfhound.
Yep, they got the Wolfhound. They've even got the Timberwolf and the Summoner.
Mm-hmm.
Make the Vulture. Well, if they, to be fair, to really do the cartoon justice, they would need to do a second Axeman. They would need to do the 2N.
Right. Yeah, they would. I mean, at least they have an Axeman.
Yeah.
But yes, they'd have to do the 2N with the 2 LRM-15 launchers. They even have the Centurion, because that was in the cartoon as well.
Yeah, it was.
And the Elementals. I mean, they don't have the Sloth, but I don't want to buy that anyway.
Oh, what kind of aerospace fighters dropped the bombs in the first episode?
Oh yeah, that's in. I'll talk to you about that later after the, the podcast does. I've got the source book, so I can look it up. It's in there.
No kidding.
But the Mauler, that's what I want. I want the plastic Mauler.
Okay, no, that's respectable.
Is it?
Yes. Well, okay. I think it's your turn, Josh.
I know, and it's out of all the things, what do I hate the least? Is really the
what's at the top of the bottom of the barrel?
Exactly. What's the cream of the crap?
What's the cream of the crap?
I will let you take the Mad Cat A.
Somebody's got to do it.
All right. First, I want to know what Dustin thinks I will say. The Neuro link, the Neuro helmet link. Is it strong or is it weak?
I'm going to guess some variant of the Black Knight. No, that's a joke. Gosh,
we've gotten 2 plastic Black Knights. Why would I ask for a third? I mean, a normal insane person would, but
it's what is it? The Hammerhead or the Fox?
I knew he would go for it. Yeah, I have hopes that the Hammerhead will get plastic because it's in the rec rides and we have new digital art for it. So it seems like a weird.
It's in the. I can almost guess that it's in the pipeline.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. The Fox though does not, and we didn't even have art for it until 2020, and it has no existence outside of the Golden Century. And I have just like the one finger, like maybe. Like what?
Yeah, I would do that one then.
What color would you like your dragon to be? I'd like my fox. Okay, what actually color dragon would you want? Because really, it's what like the. I don't want to say the 2C version of the Crusader, but that is close, probably the closest like weapon option wise. And they gave it brand new art, and I'm like, okay, this is a new chassis that has never seen in a game, never seen in anything book except Golden Century stuff. So I think it'd be kind of cool to use that because it's a medium with a lot of more missile focus, but not like so far into the efficiency way that it's oppressive to play.
I mean, the art looks cool. It
does look
Fox
cool.
Looks cool. I like it.
50 tons, improved LRM-15s, 2 Streak SRM-2s, 3 medium lasers, 4 machine guns. I mean, it's a fun build. It's not like min-maxed.
Oh, no. I mean, 4 machine guns, it's like, get close. Get close and explode.
4 machine guns and 2 half tons of machine gun ammo. I think they could have just stuck with 1 half ton.
Yeah. So, and then, like I said, then they go to the full clan edition, like the years later. But I think if they're going to spend the time to make art for it for the Golden Century stuff, then they can just take that same art and slap it in the rec guide and just give it all right, we improved the ER large laser to something else. But yeah, so that's my mech. That's my wishlist mech. Like I said, I was forced at medium laser point to do it.
AC 20 point.
Yeah. But
we meant it.
Those are mechs we want in plastic in 2022. But what else do we want out of 2022 for BattleTech?
I want new maps.
New maps?
I like maps.
You're not content with all the maps we've gotten?
I'm super content with all of them, and I want more.
I haven't seen you put out Alien Worlds map pack yet.
Oh, I have. I played on one of them. Yep, Ryan and I played.
There are more than one map sheet in there, sir.
It's true. I've only done one. It was the one with the ultra deep pits.
Oh, okay. My money was on mushrooms.
I got little 3D mushrooms to put on there, and crystals. I like the crystal one. I got those.
Somewhere, some mycologist is just like, they're not mushrooms. They're if they're above this height, there's something else.
Yeah, it's on an alien world. They're alien mushrooms.
Yeah. But yeah. Kurt, what about you? What do you want BattleTech wise besides plastic mechs?
Again, I would love to run through the Two Kid book.
Yep, me too. Yep.
Do you just want more time to play?
More time to play, and us actually like busting out your Comstar, and
then we all beating up on you.
Yeah,
clans have a good showing.
I mean, that can be arranged. We just need to like schedule and pencil out a weekend for that.
Let's do it. I'm not doing anything this weekend.
Except Christmas.
What?
All right. What about you, Dustin?
I mean, I want what I already talked about. I want to take a rec guide bundle and the Battle Mech manual and some new plastic and get some pickup games. That's my dream.
Ooh, I'd love for Megamech to get a visual overhaul too.
Ooh, there you go.
I want that to be more user friendly.
The question is how prettier does it have to get before it becomes, dangerous from the IP hammer?
Well, I'm not so worried about the pretty as just new user friendly. Trying to convince people that because Catalyst already supports them. They like them.
Yes.
They use that program for all of their record sheets.
Yeah.
So it is always up to date, which is fantastic. But if you tell someone, "Oh, I use Megamech Labs to print out these sheets," and they're like, "Well, how did you get the pilot name on there?" I'm like, "Okay, well, first you have to bring up a Megamech, you have to make a lance, you have to export that lance, then you have to import it, and then print it as a mull, and then you have to do this and that.
You print it,
then it comes out like this,
and you write it.
It's just not easy. I just want you to be able to do more stuff with each program, even though there's overlap.
Josh,
I'm thinking. My big ones are, I wish I could paint more of my mechs faster, which means I need more tournaments that I can go to.
Yeah. Ooh, Dustin, do that.
That's all in literally the next game of BattleTech that I get to play. Play test for mission number 3, and then I can put a date on it.
Let's do it.
I've been saying that for months.
A year. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Maybe 6 months. I feel attacked.
You should. But yeah, so I think, except for 2021, make a podcast, win a tournament, and get Wave 2 are like some pretty nice highlights, and hopefully I can top that in 2022.
Josh, you've had a good year. I don't care what you say.
Whoa, had a good year. Like I said, December was a rough year, but we made it.
December was a rough year.
But yeah. Anyone got anything else?
Not me.
No.
Until next year.
Dustin wants to get more A Billion Suns in.
Yeah.
It's not BattleTech. I don't want to hear about it.
We're going to get Denham back into Warhammer and then turn this into a Warhammer podcast.
Forgive me, Dan.
Forgive me for I have sinned. So let's talk about those Warhammer Community Tau Codex free teasers.
No.
Read.
Tau for you.
You're fired. No, I think that's it. That's a wrap on 2021, baby.
Yeah.
A whole podcast.
Nice. We'll
did
pour
it.
out the champagne into the mech coolant. Get a little bubbly.
A year of podcasts.
And
Josh, I'm glad we made it a year. I'm actually really, really happy.
I mean, we made it, but I think I've posted the Weekend at Bernie's meme like 3 times this year. Like,
doesn't
At
matter.
what cost?
yeah. What is it?
But
Denham
what did
and
it
Dustin holding me up, pretending my dead corpse is still there in the cockpit. It's like, it's just a drone, but we leave him in there because if anyone looks, we can write him off. It's for tax purposes.
Dustin is so good at faking your voice.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But did anyone have a favorite podcast moment? Considering we are a podcast, we can talk about our own selves.
Oh.
Ooh. I think my favorite moment was when I challenged Dustin to a Wasp versus Griffin fight. And then realizing that the Wasp is only like 1 movement slower faster than the Griffin.
Yeah, it's a 6'9".
Yeah, instead of a 5'8". It's going to be tough, but
I look forward to the game. All right,
Yeah.
all right. Mission 3 playtest is going to have to wait. 1 game. I have not forgotten.
Dustin's writing checks his mech can't cash.
That's right.
I'm worried I did that with that Wasp. But we'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Dustin, what about you? You got a favorite moment?
No, I hate it all.
That's my line, sir.
I stole it from you, mother licker.
I learned it from you,
I
Dad.
learned it from you, Dad. I don't know. I had fun with the tournament wrap up episode.
Yeah, that was definitely a highlight. Just like
It was good. We did
hydrate or dehydrate.
Yeah. With the times being the way they are, I was like, do we actually play BattleTech or do we just talk about it? So it was good to actually play BattleTech.
Yeah. Like I said, we wanted to make the experience like if you couldn't come, you could listen and imagine you were. And we pretty much spelled out everything in the mission. So if anyone was listening and wanted to play games with their friends, they could.
Yeah. So that was good. The point of podcast is always to focus on actually playing the game. So I feel like that is us in peak form, hopefully. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Kurt, you've been working hard the last year, but you got anything? He had all this time. All this time.
Yeah, nothing really much for me outside
Was it
of
the
just,
friends you made along the way?
about the high point for me was the elemental episode.
Hey.
Just again, because elementals are my shtick.
Yeah.
We got a lot of praise for that episode. Like a lot of people who had never really interacted with battle armor and elemental specifically were like, "Hey, the Mechbay really went over them, not too in the weeds, but also not too high. So just enough that they could get a feel for them and then kind of pick how they wanted to learn and play with them." So it was great topic.
I did hear a lot of comments about people who are like, I never thought of using elementals and I'm going to. So mission accomplished.
And finish it up, I'd probably say mine is just interacting with everyone on the Discord. Like, it's just nice to talk with other people, like, purely about playing BattleTech. Like,
That has been a lot of fun. I agree.
Like, I know there's a bunch of BattleTech Discords and all that, but it's kind of nice just to be, like, talking about one subject for a while and then kind of letting the conversation organically go to the next subject. All right, so from the Mechbay podcast, I'd like to wish everyone a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a wonderful winter for us Northern Hemisphere people, and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year.
Yeah. I tried to get Nikolai Malthus to sing us carols, but, he's a hard man to book.
Yeah, his raid, sir.
Did he refuse your bachal?
He did.
Aw.
But nope, like I said, hope everyone has a great year. You can find us on Facebook at the Mechbay Podcast. You can email us if you have any BattleTech events that you'd like shouted out to the world, or just any BattleTech games questions, or just want to say hey, just send us an email at the mechbaypodcast@gmail.com. And like I said, you can join our Discord, talk with us, talk with a bunch of other like-minded BattleTech people. And you can find the link to that on the show notes of every episode. If you just hit that link where it says Discord, it'll take you right to us.
Well, Josh, it's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of something.
It's been a lot of fun doing the podcast this year, and I cannot wait to see what topics we come up with for next year. So, thank you.
I'm already making the list, and I guess you could say I'm checking it twice because the spelling and all that. But
cool. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Denham, Kurt, Dustin, thanks for being on. Thanks for being a part of the podcast for 2021. And let's see what 2022 has in store for us.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.